evening, everyone. Welcome to today's episode of our Business Intelligence Timeout. I'm your host, Hafiz Babatunde. Welcome you once again. Let's wait for others to join, maybe within just maybe 3 minutes, and then we can start today's business. Thanks for joining me today. We are still waiting. Welcome. I can see people joining us. So let's kind of wait for them so that at least within 3 minutes we should be able to start. So if you are just joining us today, you are welcome to the Business Intelligence episode. I'm by name Hafiz Babatunde, as you can see, and my Twitter handle is at the Web Guru. So if you are interested in learning maybe web development, software engineering, system analysis and design, business intelligence. So that's what I do for living, and I'm here to impart the knowledge in you, at least to upgrade your skill and then move to the next level in whatever you do. So thanks for joining me. If you can hear me, just say something on the chat and like this video. Let YouTube recommend this video for your friend and family. So thank you. If you can hear me, just drop something on the chat. I can see Ben saying Solis saying hello. Ben, hi. Rabiat Musa, Israel Bayode. I can hear you. Thank you. Thanks for the feedback. So, in today's episode, what are we looking at? Last week we discussed about the fundamental of business intelligence. What do you understand by business intelligence? When someone says that kind of word, like maybe you hear people saying BI. What is BI? The business intelligence. Everything, whatever you want to discuss, any decision you want to make in your business, always comes from where? From your data. If you don't have data, I don't think you can decide anything. So you can't decide anything without previous data. Maybe when you are doing predictive analysis, or you are trying to do, let me say, descriptive analysis and some other different type of analysis. At least we have up to 5. So you can't do anything without having any data, any previous data that will tell you that okay, this is what you have been doing before, and what is possibility. Maybe we want to forecast of what is going to happen in the nearest future. So those are the kind of things we need within our business or wherever we find ourselves. Whether you are a businessman, maybe whatever you do, you just need something to tell you, to give you foresight of whatever you are doing. So, and that's what we are here to discuss about. So, and you have to start from a particular, from basic aspect of all this. So what do you understand by data? Well, how can you manage your data? How can you do data mining, data engineering, before you can now say, okay, let me go to data analytics or data scientist, and so many other things like that. So like last week we started from Microsoft Excel. We discussed about having maybe when you have a business, and you are kind of uh, trying to make decision from your business in order for your business to grow, you know. So you have to do some kind of maybe analysis through your data. So with this, in today's episode, let me share my screen so that everybody can see. What we are going to discuss is going to base on some basic aspects of Microsoft Excel. If you don't understand this basic, believe me, moving forward, maybe you start from advanced level, you have faced some challenges whereby you won't be able to maybe to get the solution to your data or some other things like that. Sometimes it's kind of difficult. You have to go back to Microsoft Excel or the basic aspect of whatever software you are using. So you have to understand some basics of all these things. So like last week we discussed about data entry. How can you manage your data? Maybe by the time you enter character to your spreadsheet, or you want to enter number, you are dealing with date, all those things. You know, maybe for instance now I have system in my phone, it's like more than one system. One is speaking American English, another one is speaking British English. You know, by the time you copy date from American system to British system, there will be a misinterpretation of this data. So whereby the USA said, let your month come before your day, while British say, let your day comes before your month. So this always causes confusion. That's the reason why it's always good to have policy within your organization so that it won't cause any problem. Yeah. If you are joining me for the first time and you are yet to subscribe to my YouTube channel, kindly do that now and then kind of do thumbs up for me. At least let YouTube recognize what we are doing here. Thanks for doing that. So let me share my screen with you. Hope there is no any background noise. If you can hear me clearly, perfect. Let me know. Just tell me something. Let me know what is going on here. So let me share my screen with you. Where is it? Okay. And let me share my screen. Okay. Today's agenda. Can you see my screen? If you can see my screen, can you let me know? I want to see people. So I want to see your comments. I want to see you liking my video. Let me move on. Let's see what is going on here. Okay. So for those of you joining me for the first time, my name is Hafiz Babatunde. I'm a Microsoft certified trainer and also I'm a Microsoft certified data analyst, software developer. So that's what we do for a living. Everything is all about technology. So yeah, let's move on. Today's agenda, we want to look at how to manage simple calculations in Microsoft Excel, such as addition, multiplication, division, and maybe finding the modulus of a number. So the second thing we need here is Excel data validation. Imagine you want to send a template to someone. Okay, you guys will help me to fill this form, but let me tell you something. If you don't validate your data, if you don't validate your feed, where people supposed to enter number, they can, or let me say you ask them to enter their phone number, probably someone will just go and enter their first name there. You understand? So how can you validate your data? So that's another thing. The next thing is uh, the next thing is how can you work with formulas and functions in Microsoft Excel, and we are going to see some samples about it. How can you work with conditional statements? How can you work with conditional statements? If something happen, if A is equals to B, if A is equals to B, what next? That's kind of, you are trying to control your system, you are trying to control data. Okay, if I have A and A is equals to B, what will happen? Conditional statement. So if is your what, like you are trying to pass a statement into a string, like okay, if uh, today is 20th, okay, we are having so program. Yes, we are having another program, and we have some nested and some logical operators working with this conditional statement. So we will see how to do that and how to create chart in Microsoft Excel. How do you create chart in Microsoft Excel? That's another thing we are going to look at. So let me just kind of show you some example. Last week I said there's old way of doing things and there's new way of doing things. So before, there's a way you do your things, and these days there's a way you do your things. There's a way they calculate their ledger, all this bookkeeping and so many things in accounting before. But today we have a lot of softwares running and doing all this job for them. So now, let me move forward and show you something. Let me show you something here. We have I just want to play this video and just imagine what is happening. So imagine you have something like this. Let me play this video and you see something. This is a video of a data. So just look at what is happening to this data. This Nigeria map showing on world map. So imagine you want to tell a story with your data. You want to tell your audience, this is what is happening based on our business. This is what is happening from so region of the country. We are doing well. From the northern part of the country, people are buying through catalog, are not buying through other means unless they go to their store. So all these things, we are making more profit through online. We are making more profit through resellers. We are making more profit through what? Through store. So this is showing everything through map. Mere looking at this, everybody will know that, oh shit, from the southern part of the country we are doing well, but from the northern part of the country we are kind of lagging behind. Okay, what should we do to manage the northern part of the country? Do we need more employees there? Do we need more people to work with us? So all this will make your business grow. People will be able to understand, okay, oh, this is what we are doing, this is what we need to adjust within your business. Okay, let's go back and let me present my screen and let's start practical. So I have my Microsoft Excel. Last week I said if you want to open Microsoft Excel on your system, just press Ctrl and Escape. It will give you the menu, and then you do what? Just type Microsoft Excel. If you are using old version, you need to upgrade. Try to upgrade your system today. So open Microsoft Excel, and last week, I don't know, maybe I saved our last workbook. I don't know, maybe I save it, but I will check now. If I save it, I will continue from there. If you need the workbook later, I can share with you. I will create a form and then I will have all your emails and forward this workbook to you. Yeah, let me see. Okay, I think I have it with me. This is the last week. And remember last week we discussed something on how to password our worksheet, our workbook generally. So imagine I want to open this workbook back now. If I don't remember the password, it will never open. It will never open. So, and nobody can edit it, forget about it. So let me open this. And also, after open the workbook, we still need what? A password to edit, to write this workbook. No one can do that unless they know the password. You see, the password I enter here is not correct. So I guess last week we used 1 2 3 4 to do it. Okay, yeah, we are fine. We are fine. So let's go back to our workbook. So can you see my screen clearly? If you can't see it, I can zoom it. Let's zoom. Okay, yeah, last week we discussed on, okay, at least we started something like how to calculate our total, how to sum more than one number, one or two number together. So that was what we discussed last week. But today, let me do this. Let me start with some calculations, like, okay, addition and subtraction and some other simple operate calculations. So let me create a table and do some calculation. Okay, let's have okay, we have two numbers. We can do this, we can do total, we can have our, okay, so let's assume we want to, this is our sum. Let's call this sum, and let's call this subtraction. And the last one is okay, let's do division, and the next one should be multiplication, and another one we have is modulus. If what is modulus? Just tell me, what do you understand by modulus? Modulus is all about when you are dealing with binary number, you know, let's say 5 divided by 2. Normally you're supposed to have 2.5, but when you use modulus, this the sign we are going to use. We know our addition is plus, subtraction is minus, multiplication is this asterisk. In computer we are going to use asterisk, and division is this this is our division. What's happening? So this is our division, and the last one is modulus. So the modulus in our system here is, no, what's that? Where is it? I can't see it. Modulus, a percent. I guess this should be, no, this concatenation. This is my modulus. So yeah, let's assume I want to do addition of this. Subtraction. Addition is what? You can use equal sign. Let me expand my formula bar. We do what? Sum A to what? A to E4 to F4. E4 to F4. So yeah, this is what we have as the formula to calculate your what? Your sum. Now you want to calculate at the subtraction. Just do what? Okay, I want to minus this and this. You can do equal sign, this minus what? Minus this. So, and you have your what? This. So just do it will apply to everything. The next thing is division. So how can you divide something like this? You can just do Okay, let's do 49 divided by 25. You can do equals to this divided by this, and you have this. So autofill multiplication is equals to make sure you start your formula with what? Equal sign. So you do what? This multiplied by this, and you do this. So you do what? Do this. And if you say this, let's say equals to this modulus this. So sorry, modulus this. Modulus, I can't. Okay, this mode this, the first number and this. So you have something like this. So these are the remainder. If you do 49 divided by 25, we have 1. What will be the remainder? Remainder what? Remainder 24. This as the basic calculation with all these operators. So yeah, what next? What next? The next thing here is how can we validate our data? How can we validate our data? For instance, you want to do a template. You want to create a template. So let's create data validation. Let me create another sheet and call it data validation. Data validation. So let me do this. Let me have a table and call it SN, and I have another table. If you have any question, don't forget, just try to do what? Try to ask that question. So just drop your question on the chat. I'm going through your chat one after the other, and if you have any question, I will respond to your question. So we have names, and then we have score. When you have something like this, let's assume I have 1, 2, and do this, and I have another name. Let me call the first name. Let me say the first name is Nora. The second name is Rabiat. I have Ben, and West. I have Solis. I have Olaide. So let's assume I have all this. I want to give Olubode this template. Please, this template, make sure you input score, their score on this template. But imagine if I'm giving it to, let's assume you are in school, I'm giving it to all the teachers in this school. Giving it to them, they'll be like, oh, giving it to them like, okay, try to fill the scores for your students, like, okay, based on their ID, just try to help me to fill their scores, maybe exam score. Now you won't be, and later on, maybe probably I want to do data consolidation or anything like that. I want to consolidate everything together. Imagine some people will come here and enter whole as a number, maybe if it is 0, when maybe someone is tired, so they will enter whole as number. So yeah, the next thing to do if you want to validate this type of data now is to do what? Go to your data. Let me highlight from this place to this place. Let's assume I have 6 students and I have Tunde as last student. So this place now, I want to validate it so that nobody will come here, the teacher will not come here and enter rubbish and enter. Score should be in number, we all know. The least score should be 0, the highest score should be 100. So if the highest score is 100 and the least score is 0, someone we cannot enter what? -1, cannot enter -3, or they cannot enter 101. So how can I validate this? Just highlight. After highlighting, just go to your data tab on your ribbon and do what? If you are using latest version of Microsoft Excel, you have to know some things. You have to recognize icons. So as you can see, I'm under my data tab, but under my data tools, if you can see this group, we call all this one group. So this group of data transform, getting data, this is data query, this data type, and this is short and filters group, and this data tools. Yeah, under this data tools, I can do what? You can see my screen. This icon is what? Remove duplicate. This icon is what? Data validation. This is data validation. Yeah. So you're having this, you do what? You will kind of, let me say, need to validate this based on our condition. Like the least number should be what? 0. The highest number should be what? 100. We don't want to have character, we don't want to have any other type of figure within this score column. So you do what? You go to your data validation, click on it, it's coming up. Do you want to under settings, the first tab in your data validation, asking you what? Do you want to allow any value in this cell, in this column? No, I don't want to allow any value. What do? You do what? Whole number. Or if possible, you know that they can score 10.5, they can score 10.3. You do what? You do decimal number. But here, let's use whole number. That is, you don't want any decimal format of number. You don't want 0.1, 0.2, 0.3. So you do this. Your whole number should be between what? If you check this data now, between, we have not equal, equals to, not equals to, greater than. If you want it, if you want their score to be greater than 10, just choose greater than, and then you put greater than 10. That means all students must score above 10. Greater than or equals to, less than or equals to. Yeah, all you can. If you want to say, okay, all the students must not score above 60. That means 60 is included. Less than or equals to. Greater than or equals to. Greater than or equals to 10 means 10 is included. But if you say greater than 10, that means 10 is not included. Yeah, let's say between. That's what we want to use. Between what? 0 and what? And 100. That's what we want. So if you don't understand, just let me know. If you are following me, let me see your comment on the chat. Let me see your comment on the chat. If you are following me, let me see your comment. So if you have any issue, if you don't understand what we are talking about now, we are in data validation, just let me know. Do you still understand what we are saying? Data validation. How can you validate your data before you or how can you validate your workbook before you even share with anybody? So that's what we are discussing. If you can't understand this, please just let me know. So as we are moving forward, we said what this data now must be what either 0 to 100. Okay, let me go to input message tab. If this one, if someone now try to enter wrong information, I can say okay, out of range. The title of my error should be what? Out of range. Can just warn the person, kindly do what? Kindly enter a valid number. So that's how to do what? Just give them information like, no, the number what you are trying to do is wrong. So let's do what? Let's correct this. So, and you can come to error alert. Which type of error? Do you want to stop them? Do you want to show warning, or you want to information? I'm stopping you. No. Go back. So you can customize this as you like. Let's click OK and see what is happening here. Yeah. So if anybody enter wrong information here, it should do what? It will alert like, no, you have error here. Okay, let's assume all of them score 0. And let's assume I want to check if someone tried to, or let me enter 101 in this. It will never allow it to happen. So this, you see the error. This value doesn't match the data validation restriction defined for this cell. It will never work. So yeah, you do what? You try to correct it. It will not allow you. Okay, let's do 90. Correct. It will allow you to go 13. It will allow you. Let me do minus 20. It will not allow me. So those are the things you need to know while trying to work with data. Not that you just see data and you consume it. You do what? You might consume error. So I have some scenarios like that whereby people kind of misuse information and kind of cause a lot of issue within organization. So you have to kind of validate your data. As an analyst, you do what? You perfect your work. Don't let people see your mistake, because any information you give out, information is the key. Don't forget that. Any information you give out, if it is wrong, nobody will pardon you for that. So yeah, let's go on. That's how to validate your data. Let's assume I want this score to be between 1 to 7. I can say, okay, instead of disturbing myself, why can't I make this score as a list? I can type maybe score here. I can have another table here and call it score. Score range, and call it score range here. And I will do 1, 2. So students, let's say they can score above 1 to 3. Now you want to use this to validate this type of data. Let me copy this again and put it somewhere like this. And in front of it, you want to put their, let me say attendance. Attendance. You see, okay, attendance should be 0 or 1. It could 0 or 1. Yeah, you have 0 and 1. as your either. If it is absent, it should be 0. If it is present, it should be. Next thing on my list here, we have filtering data. How can you filter? Let me check. Where is our agenda? Okay, how to filter and group data. Yeah. So, do you have any question with this? I don't know. If you have any question, just don't let me rush you. If you have any question, just ask. Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's do this. So, if there's any question, let me know before I move on. So, happy data analytics. So, is there any question? Just drop your question. Okay. So, Malami is asking, okay, what do you, any issue with the attendance? Okay, let me check. Okay. Okay. So, what is the issue? We use list to do this. Later on, I'll still use this file to do something. If it is 1, right, or under this attendance, instead of using this 1 and 0, I can decide to do what? To change this to absent. I can decide to change this to absent and change this to present. Present. Sorry, I'm familiar with 1 and 0. That's the reason why. So you can see, automatically it changes. So I'm familiar with 1 and 0. Don't mind me, I'm a computer person. So sometimes you do what? 1 and 0, 1 means on, while 0 means off in computer. So bear with me. So I can easily, what you can relate with is present and my absent. So immediately you change this, you can see my absence changes to what? Present, absent, present, absent. So you can do this so that teacher will not even disturb themselves. Automatically you have this. But the reason why I used that before is because we can, maybe while doing our let me say, if you want to do our if statement, we can do that. We can use that. Okay, if it is 1, let me return present. So that's all about this. So we have different way of validating our data. So you can do better, you can do more about it. So let's go to data what else? I think we are talking about how we can filter our data. How to filter our data. Okay. So let's assume I have this. Let me copy this file, and create new sheet and call it filter. I want to filter out some things out of my data. So let me have this and do Control V. You know, as you can see, before I move on, if you are joining me for the first time, don't forget to recommend this to your friend, family. Let them enjoy this. It's all about kind of maybe learning new things that can change your career. So because in technology, you can, maybe you are doing something today, it might not be relevant tomorrow. So just pick something and be kind of upgrading yourself. Before you know, you become expert. So, and what you are doing here is what is kind of recognized in the whole world now. Data analyst, and that. So you know, you can do better. Go to Upwork, register, get Tell people I can help you to create your dashboard for your business, whereby you can see all your business at a glance. I will show us maybe later when we get to dashboard. You will know how to create dashboard with Microsoft Excel, with Power BI and Co. So if you are not subscribing to my YouTube channel, kindly do that now and recommend it to your friend. Thank you for doing that. I'm happy to back today once again. So let's continue our program. Let's continue. So I said we are dealing with data filtering now. We want to filter this data. Like from your own language, what do you understand by filter? What do you understand by filter? I want to filter something. Like, is it you want to filter water, or what do you want to filter? So, you know, but for instance now, yeah, we have all this our list. Okay, I want to filter those who score above 0. I don't want to see anybody scoring below 0. I want to see those who score maybe any number above 0. So how do I do that? So this is my data now. This is my data. I have everything like this. What do I need to do? I can go to my data tab again. I can go to my data tab. You know, sometimes someone can tell you, okay, imagine you have 20,000 people, 50,000 people, and you want to select those who score above 0. You know, that can be somehow. So just come here and click on under sort and filter. You see something like funnel. So you can just click on it. Automatically, you see, don't mind my screen. I'm using 4K display. That's the reason why it's kind of white. So you have something here. See, as you can see. So you want to filter based on name. You can do this. You can do this. You can filter like this. You just select the one you want, and you know, others will go. So and I can filter based on this. So filter number. I can filter this number, or you see greater than what? Because Excel is kind of intelligent more than what you can think of. You see, when I'm dealing with number, it's giving me option to filter by number, which is maybe does not equals to, greater than, equals to, less than. You know, why this name? Under name, when you want to filter by name, see what I will have. Text filter. Text filter. Okay, if anything that begin with what? R, I want to see. Okay, let me say begin with what? R. Let me see. You see, I have it here. So, and I can clear it, like, okay, clear my filter for me. If it is this place, number filters means what? Okay, I want to filter anything greater than 0. If it is greater than 0, I want to filter it. Just type 0 there and then click OK. You see those who are above 0. So this is very, very simple. It's not anything. I just want you to understand the logic and keep practicing it. So let me clear this. You can also clear from this top. From here, you can clear your filter. So that's the way you can filter your work. So another thing, imagine, I think, oh, I have a sample here. Let me check my system. I should be able to see something under my document. I should be able to see something. I have some, okay, I have some things. Training. Okay. Lenders board. Okay, I have data here. I have this data. Let's check it out. What do we have there? Yes, this is department. I don't need this. I need employees. Imagine you are what, HR, you're an HR department in your company and you happen to be their analyst. So they now give they give you this kind of data. Imagine this data. Let me check. This data is what, over 200 and something data we have here. They now said, okay, kindly help us filter those who we employed in 2017. Those that employed in 2017. So imagine you just say, this can't work with this. I have to be doing what? I have to kind of selecting it one after the other. No, you don't have to do that. You don't have to do that. We have hire date. The day they hire the employee. What do you have to do? Just come here, come to this place and do what? Click on the hire date. Just do what? Select 2017 alone and you do what? You are good. Or you help me count it. You don't need to survey yourself. Just highlight all. We have 160 employee was employed in 2017. You see, you don't have to suffer yourself. You don't have to suffer yourself. You are good. It's okay. Another question is, okay, those that we employed in which month? Okay, in 2017 January, we want to see them. Those that we employ in 2017, what you see, Excel is kind of intelligent. You can expand and do what? No, you don't want all this. I need January alone. You are filtering your data to what you need. You see, we have 38 people was employed in January. Okay, that's fine. Send me the list. Phew. Copy and send. How many female do we employ in January 2017? Come to female here and do what? Gender and do what? Okay, female. And we have this. How many? You can see the count. 17 female was employed in 2017 January. I don't know. Hope you get what I'm trying to pass here. So that's kind of things we need. Yeah. So another thing here is what? Let's go back. Let's leave this. So we've talked about how to filter. Let's quickly rush all this through. We've used, well, I think we still have like 15 minutes or 20 minutes highest. So Excel, okay, grouping. I want to group my data. How can you group? How can you group your data? So just come to this place. Let's come to this place. I have this. You can do what? You can say, okay, from this place to this place, you want to group it. Just highlight. Or you want to add subtotal. So because subtotal doesn't work for table, it works for range. If you convert your data to range, to the table, subtotal will not work for it. You have to go to table design. But if you are talking about range of data, we know we are dealing with range of data. We do not convert our data to any type of table format. So all what we are working with here is what is range of data. We have range and then we have table within Microsoft Excel. So yeah, let me group this. Let me group from here to this place. I want to group it, or I want to find subtotal. Let me say group. So I can collapse this. I can expand it back. And I can add subtotal to it. Okay, let me add subtotal to include this. What's happening? They want to include it. Yeah, I want to include it. You see, I can have grand total, I can have subtotal, all this. So shoot, let me close this. So these are the things you need. Let's go again. Excel formula and functions. So what do we need to understand here? You are dealing with Excel, Microsoft Excel. We want to know majorly what we do here is writing formulas and functions. Functions in Excel is kind of okay. Inbuilt function is sum. Inbuilt function is multiplication. Inbuilt function is like find this the subtotal, find it the grand total is inbuilt. But here now I want to do something different. So let's do Excel formulas. Formulas in Microsoft Excel are the building block of working with numeric data in Excel. So like what we are going to cover here is like formulas in Excel, mistake to avoid while working with my formulas, and then what is function in Microsoft Excel. Okay, let me do this, let me do this. Let me do sample of this. Let me create another worksheet and call this functions and formula. Let me do formula. Let me do formula here, and let me enter new data and do SN. Let me do item. Let me do quantity, QTY, that's my quantity. Let me do price. Let me do subtotal, or let me say quantity times price is should be what? Sales. Total sales. Then let me see, is it affordable? Yeah. Is it affordable? Let's use this. Let's assume you have like 5 items. Let me say I have orange. I have mango. I have fruit, and I have tonic water. I have bottled water. So yeah, with this, someone trying to buy something now say, okay, I have 7 here, I have 3 here, I have 8 here, I have 12 here, and I have 12 here. Yeah, what is the price? Mango price is what? Let me say 150. Orange 150, mango 200, fruit is maybe 50 naira, and tonic water is 200 naira, and this is what? 75 naira. Now writing formula here, you have to deal with what? You have to deal with what? Sales. My sales here is what? Quantity multiplied by price. I want to do quantity multiplied by price. So let's do that. What will be my formula now? my formula is going to be equal sign this multiplied by this, and that will give me what? My sales. I don't know if you get it. Are we together? If we are together, let's move. Let's continue. So I have this. So I don't need to stress myself. Just click on the first formula and do what? The autofill dot will be showing at the left right bottom of your cell. Just double click on it. You do what? You have something like this. So the next thing is what? We want to check, is this affordable? Okay, let's have a condition. Let me open up my, or let me do this. Let me do this. I want to write a formula. I can just say, let me draw something here. No, don't let me draw on this workbook. Control 4. So I can say I want to do something. If if sales is above 1,000 naira, let's say it's not affordable. Very simple. If our sales is above 1,000 naira, it's not affordable. And let's do what? We move to another item. Okay, so let's saying after typing equal sign, the first cell multiplied by the second cell, are we going to type? No, you don't need to type. Just click your enter. Just click on your enter button. Just press it down. It will give you your answer. So now let's do this formula. We want to check if this is affordable. Is it affordable? So now let's check if it is affordable. Let's use condition. So from here now we are trying to jump to some conditional statement. I will do if. Remember when you are in school, if you do programming, there will be a place they will tell you, okay, we have conditional statements. If into the statement, into the condition, open bracket and close the bracket, your statement will follow after condition. In this place now, if this, what will be my logical test? If you check this formula very well, it's telling me that logical test is what? That's Excel is asking for the next parameter, which is the condition you are trying to test. You are trying to test if this, remember, name box will tell you the name of this cell, F3. If F3 is greater than what? Is greater than 1,000. That's your condition. Do what? Use comma. If it is true, if it is greater than what? If it is true, if truly this is greater than 1000, you do what? You just say not affordable. And close the string. There's something to notice here. After my condition, I'm passing what? I'm passing string, which is test. If it is number, I don't need to put it in a quote. If it is number, I don't need to put it in a quote. So this is string. That's the reason why we call it string, or you can call it sentence. So comma, if it is not true, that means this is less than what? Is less than or equals to 1000. Then affordable. You can do affordable. And close the bracket and close your string. Then don't forget to close the bracket and press enter. So automatically this one is telling us that it's not affordable. It is not affordable. This is not affordable. So, and just do what? Just double click. You see, we have all this. So that's kind of if statement that we are going to be working with moving forward. So when you get to Power Query, to use all this kind of formula, it will kind of more easier for you. So you understand the basic aspect of it, you know you are good while doing the advanced. Most of us, though we have been using Microsoft Excel, but don't really know the basic, maybe some things you need, basic things to understand in Microsoft Excel. When you jump to advanced, you now find it difficult, like, okay, what's even happening here now? I can't really work with it very well. Imagine when you are dealing with maybe by next time we are going to look into VLOOKUP, SLOOKUP, how you can kind of maybe find something, maybe if something is available in another table. Maybe they give you way bill now, the one you collect from the company and the one you collect, they want you to compare two-way bills together, two-way bills. Maybe you have a book that is normally recorded your way bills, the one that reached the destination and the one that never reached the destination. How can you compare these two? How can you consolidate data together? You have to know how to do all this. By the time you have huge amount of data, it won't be any problem for you. So even if they like this, go and bring 1 million rows of data, you won't care, because you know what to do with it. So you know what to do with it. So that's the kind of things you have to understand, because a time will come, I said it last week, that the last row of your Microsoft Excel is what? 1,448,576. That's the last row. But believe me, a time will come you work with the data that is above 5 million rows. That 5 million rows of data, how can you still use Microsoft Excel to do it, to kind of work with it? That's the reason why later on, when you get to advanced Microsoft Excel, there's something we call data modeling. You take your data to data model. That's where you start using Power Map, Power Pivot, Power Query, and Power View. So like the video I show you at the beginning of this today's class, it's all about Power Map. It's all about Power Map. So let's kind of check. Okay, sorry, let's look at the last thing we want to do here. Next time we look at how you can use or, and, if, nested if, and some logical operators. Because logical operator in Microsoft Excel, let's assume I want to say if A and B
if A and B equals to 2, how can I concatenate that A and B together in Microsoft Excel? We have some logical operators. We have AND like this, we have OR, and we have equality sign. If A is equals to this and B is equals to this, what should we do? So those are the things we are going to look at. But here, let's try to kind of create a chart. Let's create a chart with this. Let's create a chart with what you have here. My chart, okay, let me just do this. Click anywhere within your table, within your data, and go to insert, and you can do this. Sorry, I need to highlight something. I need this and this, mango and quantity, yeah, and let me insert and do this. So you see, quantity comes as a number, while I have my label is my horizontal axis. So I have something like this. This is beautiful. I can have this like this and still come again. Okay, let me also see how many product is affordable, how many is not affordable. Can do this and this. Is it gonna work? Okay, let me do this item and this. So you insert recommended chart, okay, no, sorry, let me insert recommended chart. This will really help you. So you can use this to do whatever you want to do. So you can use pie chart, you can use bar chart, you can use cluster bar chart, something like this, and you have another chart. So those are the simple things we need to understand. So don't forget, especially date is very important. It can cause a lot of troubles. So I think we are good for this night. If you have any question, let's attend to that question. If you have any, just ask any question related to what you have been doing this morning. And if you have any, okay, yes, after the formula you have to press enter. Yeah, good. Yeah, any formula you write, you have to press enter according to Olumide. Thanks for that. And what else? If you have any question before we close for today's class, and see you by next week. So don't forget, subscribe and like this video. That's really means a lot to me as well. So if you have any question related to data analytics, just drop it. Let me see any question. So if you have any question, I think I have some dashboard here. Let me share. So we are still going to the advanced level. All these ones, they are still for beginners. Can you please repeat what you just did now? Okay, what's that? I don't understand. So let's to select the two different columns that didn't follow each other. Oh, great. So the how to select that is like this. Good. You highlight the first like this, the first column, and you hold on your control key on your keyboard. Just hold it, don't release it.
then highlight the second column. That's how to do it. Let me go again. Highlight the first column, hold on your control key and highlight the second one, then you can release. I hope you get it. So another thing, can you repeat what you just did? Okay, Solace, is that same thing you mean? Just tell me, let me know. So Solace, if is that same thing you mean? So I hope you get how I did it now. So if you see have another question, just let me know. Any question, any question. Share this video, let people watch it. Okay, bar chart. So the bar chart, what I did was this. Let me remove this. After highlighting this first column, I hold on my control key, says if you want to get perfect chart for your table, Excel has recommended chart, which always be the best. So just click on this recommended chart. It will recommend some chart for you. So telling you that, okay, can I choose this? I can choose it and click OK. So I have my chart. You can now adjust it. You can even change the color if you like. You can change the color. Let me see. This is what I have here. So I can change the color. Come to my themes. I can do this. See. So with this, people will see your work and they kind of, wow, this is interesting. So you see, I can do this. That's how I created the chart. So that's that. So I hope we are good. So thanks for joining me today. I really appreciate you guys, and don't forget to practice what we've learned so far. I remain my humble self, Hafiz Babatunde. My name is Hafiz Babatunde, Microsoft Certified Trainer, Business Intelligence Analyst, and also I'm a software developer. So I love IT so much. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe. So this is all about me, and thank you so much. So if you still have any question, just drop the comment. I will check it and reply your comment and your question at any time. So just subscribe and like this video. So good night. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Thanks. Bye. Happy data analytics.